Alright guys, welcome to the video today. So in this video I have a sweaty gameplay or competitive gameplay, whatever you want to call it. I matched up against Spoil, I think, in this game, and then I'm not quite sure, I don't remember who was on my team. But anyways, what this is, it's a competitive match. So we queued into one another intentionally. So we both host the game from a similar hosting area, and then we queue at the same time, and then one person gets eval, one person gets 6 out of 6, and then that's how we get each other. But anyways, moving on to the main topic of the video, I'm going to be going over the mental game, just the thought process of how you want to stay alive longer. Just overall how to improve your game, just from the mental side of things. So a lot of people think that becoming a really good player is all about gun skill. If you have good gun skill, obviously that's going to help you a ton, but it's not everything. There's a lot of pro players. If you look at, I'm not quite sure, I don't have really any good examples of it, but there's a lot of pro players that if you talk to other pro players, they'll say that they're not the best shot, they don't really have great gun skill, but they're still top tier players simply because of their thought process. They know how to communicate, they know how to react to different situations, etc. So it's kind of like, well, at least, I don't know, in Destiny I feel like that's a major part, especially when you're playing against good people. If you have good gun skill, it really doesn't mean that much, because a lot of the time you're either going to get shot from the side or shot from behind, or maybe you get someone one shot, you get like 3 headshots with a Mida, and then someone will clean you up from behind. So overall, it's just not very gun skill based. Of course, gun skill is going to give you a good advantage over other people if you do have the good mind skill to complement it. But if you're just not having a clear thought process and you can't decide any good decisions, you can't decide where to go, you run into shotguns with a sniper, just making bad decisions overall, it's definitely not going to end up very well for you, especially when you play against good players. I know when you run into skirmish, there's not going to be 2 great players out there, but as long as you stay smart, you just kind of have to follow a few steps. So personally, for staying alive a lot longer, what I like to use is the Mida multi-tool and the sniper. I know a lot of people are kind of angry because like, hey, Mida isn't a 2-year weapon or whatever. But personally, I don't think it's overpowered or anything. Red Death is a year 2 weapon, Bad Juju is a year 2 weapon, and those are both really good weapons. So usually I like to run with the Mida multi-tool, with a sniper on a gunslinger. You can use whatever subclass you want. Personally, I prefer either a gunslinger or a sunslinger when I'm sniping, but that's just me. Blade Dancer is also really nice, just for quick draw when you're sniping, because you can aim in so quick. But overall, stay away from your opponents. Always be looking at your radar. This is something a lot of people don't do. I think like in the beta, right, I had a fusion rifle. That was all I used. I was the kid that ran around with a fusion rifle, no primary anything, and the reason that I was able to do so well, of course the fusion rifles were a little bit too good, but something that helped a ton when I was using a fusion rifle was just looking at the radar pretty much the whole game. You can pre-charge around corners, you know exactly when people are going to come around the corner. Prepare for this situation, especially when you have a sniper. If you know a guy is going to be coming around the corner, then scope it, make sure it's at head level, because if it's at head level you can twitch either left or right, but if you have it aimed at your chest, you have to go left or right and up or down. So a lot of the time, if you're not aimed at the head, it's not going to work out pretty well, unless you have like a 10 sensitivity and you can snap to their head super quick. But personally, I like running a 3 sensitivity. I play with no vibration on. This helps a ton. I can't play with vibration anymore. I'm pretty sure every single person, top tier person for the most part, plays without vibration. I'm not saying that I'm super good or anything. What I'm saying is that if you talk to any like pro players or whatever, if you see like Halo, Call of Duty or anything, chances are they're going to be playing with no vibration. It just helps you manage your recoil. You don't have to deal with vibration, like screwing up any of your aim or anything like that. I know it feels really weird at first, because when I first switched off of vibration, I was doing really bad. Everything felt so weird. It felt so foreign to me, because I never felt that before. I've been playing video games all my life, and I've never used no vibration, so it felt really weird. But over time you get used to it, and you learn to really like it, and you can't play with vibration after that. So definitely play without vibration. Play on a lower sensitivity if you're sniping. If you want to stay alive a lot longer, snipe. It's going to help you a ton. Pay attention to the radar. It's going to help you stay alive as well. Just knowing when to aim around corners and stuff, knowing when to challenge, when not to challenge, is also really key as well. The last thing that I thought I would include in this video before I end it is knowing what weapons your opponents use. It's kind of tedious and time consuming. I don't really use this, but like if people really want to do well, this is something that can help them. Just before you go into the match, see what your opponents are using. If they all have shotguns, you know when not to push around a corner. Even if you get someone one shot, maybe after the next patch when shot packages are moved. But right now, if they're one shot around a corner, you still can't really chase them because you have a Mida and they have a shotgun. So if you have to get anything more than one shot on them, Usually you're gonna die if they're a pretty decent player. Of course, if they're not too good, you're gonna survive, but for the most part, it's a bad decision running around a corner when someone has a shotgun. So know when to chase, know when not to chase. Feel free to get body shots. A lot of people try to go for headshots too much. They like to go for quick scopes and stuff. But with a Mida, if you're playing against people that are shocking, there's really no disgrace or no shame in body shotting people. I love body shotting shotgunners because it's so, I don't know, I just feel like it's fair now. But anyways, that's what I thought I'd make this video about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this competitive gameplay that I have, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.